It was just another sunny day in Florida, in a quiet suburb where nothing ever seemed to go wrong. Birds chirped cheerily, the scent of blooming flowers filled the air, and children's laughter echoed through the streets. In one of the quaint houses resided a small family, their joy personified by their young child, Brian. His laughter was the sweetest melody to his parents' ears as he played happily in the backyard, chasing butterflies and reveling in the warmth of the day. His innocent heart knew nothing of the world's darkness, his world limited to his toys and the love of his parents. But as the sun shone brightly overhead, a sinister shadow loomed. Without warning, a dark figure emerged, snatching Brian away and disappearing back into the shadows from whence it came. Panic ensued, the serenity shattered as Brian's family realized their worst fear. In the blink of an eye, the ordinary day had turned into a nightmare. As the echoes of the family's screams faded, the local police swung into action. The quiet, suburban neighborhood was suddenly awash with flashing lights and urgent voices as officers poured into the area, determined to find young Brian. The community, too, rallied around the distraught family, their everyday routine set aside in the face of this unfolding nightmare. The tension was palpable. Fear gripped the neighborhood as parents held their children closer, their eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of the mysterious figure who had vanished with Brian. The police worked tirelessly, combing through the dense Florida woods, knocking on every door, questioning everyone they met. Yet, as the initial days of the search turned into nights, Brian remained missing. Desperation began to creep in, but the resolve of the police and the community did not waver. Days passed with no sign of Brian, but hope was not lost. Just when despair was setting in, a glimmer of hope shone through the dark clouds. The search for little Brian had taken a turn for the better. In an abandoned building, tucked away in a corner of the town, Brian was found. The news rippled through the community like a soothing balm on a wound. The sun seemed to shine a little brighter that day, as relief washed over everyone. His family, who had been holding their breaths, finally exhaled. The joy in their hearts knew no bounds. Their little boy, their precious Brian, was safe. The house, which had been silent for days, was filled with the soft hum of happiness once again. But amidst the joy, a shadow of mystery loomed. Brian was safe, but who was responsible for this nightmare? The question hung in the air, leaving a chilling trail. Brian was safe, but the question lingered. Who was behind this terrifying ordeal? As the pieces of the puzzle started to come together, a chilling truth unfolded. The diligent detectives, tirelessly piecing together every scrap of evidence, made a startling discovery. The shadowy figure who had taken Brian was not a stranger, but someone closer to home, a neighbor. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community. This was a man they saw daily, exchanged pleasantries with, and maybe even trusted. Yet, beneath his ordinary facade, he was wrestling with psychological issues, struggling with a life that seemed to have spiraled out of control. The evidence was compelling and damning. It painted a clear picture of a man who had lost his way, culminating in a desperate act that had rocked the quiet suburb. The police made their move swiftly, arresting the neighbor and charging him for his heinous act. The neighbor was arrested, and the neighborhood was left reeling from the shocking revelation. In the aftermath of the ordeal, a profound lesson was etched into the hearts of the community. With Brian's return to his family, a wave of relief washed over everyone. His laughter filled the rooms once more, echoing the joy and gratitude resonating within his family. It was a testament to the power of community and the strength that can be found when we all stand together. This unfortunate incident underscored the importance of vigilance within our communities. Keeping an eye out for each other, especially our children, has never been more crucial. It's about fostering a culture of care, a sense of shared responsibility. The police played a pivotal role in rescuing Brian, their dedication and determination shining through. Their swift response and tireless efforts were instrumental in bringing Brian back home, demonstrating the significance of trust in our law enforcement. In the dense shadows of the Florida woods, an ordinary day had turned